In this video, we're going to work on the single pages as well as the subnav menu. Alright, so what we're going to do is before we add any code, we're going to create a couple new pages. So let's say add new. This one we'll say about. And as far as content, let's just grab some dummy data. Copy that. Okay, publish, and then let's see, we're going to create another page. We're going to call this one services, and this time we're going to choose a parent of about. Okay, I don't know, why do I have two abouts? Let's see, let me get rid of that one. Alright, so let's add another page and we'll call this one our team and choose a parent for that of about, and then we'll create one more called FAQ and same thing about. Okay, so now we have these pages. Now what we're going to do is go into our text editor, and in our theme folder we're going to create a new file and save it as page.php. Alright, now actually before we do anything there, let's go ahead and add to the menu. So we'll go to appearance, menus, and we want to bring over about. Alright, and I'm not going to get into the drop down just yet. Let's just save that, make sure we can see it. Let's put it right here. Okay, so we get a blank page. So let's go to page.php, and I'm also going to open up from our HTML template the about.html page. Alright, and let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's first grab what we have in single.php. Bring that over to page.php. And this is all going to stay the same. You know what? We don't even need the about HTML just yet. We don't want, trying to see what we want to pick out of here. We don't want this meta, so we're going to get rid of that. We don't want the comments template. Get rid of that. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, so there's our single page. We have our title, our content, and I think that should be good. So if we go to sample page, same thing. That's what we want. Now for this about page, it has child pages. So what we want to do is display the menu over here on the right. Alright, so let's actually open up that about HTML page. And we're going to go to the title bar and grab this div with the class of subnav. And then we're going to go back to page.php, and in the title bar we'll change this to a 6. And then put another 6-column div, and then just paste that in there, the subnav. Okay, we'll save that, reload, and now we have our static list over here. So what we want to do is we want these to show the children of this current page. So instead of having these LIs right here, we're going to put in some PHP code. Okay, first we want a variable called args. We'll set that to an array. And let's do child of, and then we'll set that to get top parent, which is a function that we need to create. And then we want title underscore li, We just want that to just be empty single quotes. Alright, and then we need to call a function called WP underscore list pages. And we want to pass in those args. Alright, so now let's go to functions.php and we'll go down here. And I'm just going to paste in the get top parent code. Alright, so pretty simple. We're just setting up the global post variable. We're checking to see if it is a parent. If it is, we're going to return the ancestors. So let's save that. Go back and reload. And now you can see we have all the child pages. And we can navigate. Alright, now I want to be able to know which one we're on by looking at this menu. So we can just add a simple class or a simple style in our style.css. And we'll say current page item. And let's set font weight to bold. Alright, now we can see what page we're on through the menu. Now another thing I would like to do is when we're looking at the blog, when we're on a page like this, I want to be able to see the categories up here on the right. So what we can do is make that a widget position, and then we can set the categories widget to that position. Okay, so let's go to functions.php, and we're going to grab this register sidebar. Alright, and then let's just change this to subnav. That can also be subnav. And then we're going to have this just be a div with the class subnav. And I don't want the title to show, so we're going to make this a div with the class of hide. And then change that to /div. Alright, and then let's go to our back end and go to widgets. And go to categories, and we're just going to bring that over to subnav. Save. Now if we go and reload, okay, we're not going to see it yet. We need to add it to index.php. So let's go right here and change this to a 6, and then create another 6-column div. And we're just going to paste in this dynamic sidebar function, reload, and there it is. Now, the reason it's bunched up like this is because there's not enough room over here. So let's actually change this one to a 4-column and this one to an 8-column. There we go. So now we can actually navigate navigate categories. Now when we actually visit a category page, this is actually an archive, so we have to add that same thing to the archive page. So let's grab this and go to archive PHP and change this one to 4, and then we're going to add that 8-column one here. Okay, so now if we reload this page, now we can just navigate through, and we can set the active page to be bold just like we did with the pages by just adding an extra class here of current_cat. I think that's it. Let me just check that. Let's see. Oh, current cat, it's a dash, not an underscore. There we go. So now whatever category we're on is going to be bold. Alright, so the very last thing I want to do in this video is get the drop down, because right now we can go to menus and let's add these 3, except we want to put them underneath about like that. Alright, and we'll save it in the front end, reload, and now you can see we have the arrow, but nothing's happening when I click it. The reason for that is we didn't include the Bootstrap JavaScript and also the jQuery we need to include. So let's go to footer.php. I'm going to go down to right above the ending body tag, and we're going to say PHP blog info. And here we want template URL. And then we'll say /js/ jQuery. Let me see the exact name. Just copy that. Let's see. I want you to put this in a script tag. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing with the Bootstrap file, JavaScript file. Okay, so let's save that and reload, and now we get our drop down. Awesome. So we're pretty much there. The last couple things I want to do is I want to have that bottom widget so that we can have those icons with the information pop up, as well as I want to deal with post format types or formats. For instance, if we want an aside type of post, as well as a gallery. Okay, so we'll get into that next.